We're here at the Gloucester Museum of History for the Dandelion.
Daffodil?
No, we call it the Dandelion Festival. It's the Daffodil Festival. And we are looking at a 3-pounder artillery piece. And who do we have here?
So this is the ramrod, and also we have the sponge. So you try to get all the ram down the cartridge, and you also try to. It needs to be wet, but we don't have any water.
Okay.
So you're trying to get all the leftover debris out of the cannon, and this is a worm. So after the cannon shot, you put this down. You try to get out the leftover debris from the cannon, so then it's safe to fire again. And then these are what are called recalls. So they will attach to this piece right here.
Okay.
So then you can pull the cannon to the destination that you're trying to get it to.
And how many fellows would it take to run this cannon?
You need at least 5 people. You need someone you need the rammer right here, which will be right here. And then you need the loader, which will be right here. And then the lens stock will be right here. So that's the cannon that would touch. So that's there's a little hole right here, and we put a little fuse in here, and you light off the cannon with the lens stock. And the bombardier is over here, so after the cartridge is rammed in, what they would do is they take a pick and prime, and they do like a little pick, so then they can open up the cartridge, and they'd also know that it's the back of the cannon.
Wow, you are incredible. How old are you?
I'm 12 years old.
And you know a lot about this cannon. And Goober the Traveling Bear says you did awesome. Thank you.
Thank you.
So what position do you man on this artillery piece?
I am the powder handler, so I would run the powder up to the loader, which is this position. And they would put the gunpowder into the barrel, and they'd ram it down with the sponge over there, and then they'd pick and prime, and then they fire.
Very good. Well, thank you. It was so nice to see so many young people doing living history at this event. It really made it extra cool that young people are stepping up and doing this. Now they had a really cool powder horn and musket exhibit, and we're going to listen to the man that has that next. Well, before it gets too busy, I want to get engraved powder horn table. This is incredible. Lynn Otto is big on powder horns. So, Lynn Otto, I hope you'll watch this video. And it says, please pick up. So, we'll pick this one up. Powder horns. And of course, the men had a lot of time to work on them. That is a real good powder horn.
Good morning.
Good morning, sir. How are you today?
Good.
I'm checking out your powder horns.
You're my guest.
The collection here of powder horns is incredible. And look at this one. Wow. That is French lost, wounded. So, please pick up, which is really neat for their young children learning about history, that they can actually, the Boston Massacre. Now over here we have some muskets, and we have no Charlevilles.
These are actually rifles, and it's showing the development of the flintlock rifle in America. So we're starting out with the New England Fowler. This is a smoothbore Fowler, This is what was used at Lexington and Concord and the Battle of Bunker Hill. They were equipped with Fowlers.
Okay.
The laws require that every citizen be equipped with a Fowler and a supply of powder and balls. But then the professional German hunters were using a rifle weapon called a Jaeger rifle. Jaeger was the German word for hunter. And then these were brought to Pennsylvania. But the Pennsylvanians didn't like the Jaeger rifle. The barrel was too short. American black powder was not as good as Swiss German powder, so they needed a longer barrel to give more time for the powder to burn. So they came up with this transition rifle made by the Moravians in Christian Springs, Pennsylvania. So this was kind of a interim step between the Jaeger rifle and the Pennsylvania rifle. So finally we have what we call the Pennsylvania rifle. This is from Lancaster County. And this is what was used during the Revolutionary War, was the Pennsylvania rifle. But then in some of the gunsmiths in Lancaster, they had contracts with the U.S. Army to supply rifles. But when the Revolutionary War was over, they lost a big market. So the gunsmiths still had to sell rifles, but they didn't have the army to sell them to. So they started to highly decorate them to sell them to, the hunters. And competition was stiff, so they had to really make these elaborate. They have a pierced patch box. They have ivory cheek plate, German silver inlays, pierced side plate. They did everything they could do to make it fancy. Relief carvings just so that they could sell it. So this is what they call the Golden Age.
Very nice. Well, thank you, sir. This gentleman was a fantastic historian. So they're going through the drill. He's carrying a Charlottesville. Very cool. So they're going through their drills. Now we're going to see them in doing live firing later. Well, they're still at drill. Really neat. They have a nice group here. Well, here we are, the Camp 7th Virginia. And we have tents. Let's hit the camp. That's wonderful. The wind has died down. It's much warmer. So they will be. Wow, what a little puppy that is. Very cute.
Yes, they're now taxing because the roads, probably like most states in New Jersey,
All right.
gasoline tax.
And there's our artillery piece, and they're going to be doing live firing soon. All right, we'll do a close-up of the 3-pounder. Powder Puff Blue. And they're going to be live firing this soon. And they have an example of their ammunition that they would use. And they have their flag here.
Got it? Well, we're going to have to hold this in March.
Well, here we have some still shots of the camp behind the Gloucester Museum of History, and they were actually cooking some food. They had about 20 members of riflemen, and then they also had their gun crew. They had some older historians and a lot of young people there too. Some people were actually sewing just like they would during the Revolutionary War. There were no British redcoats to be seen because the Virginia Regiment was here and defending Gloucester, Virginia. Thank you. Stay safe, be kind, and be courteous.